Good evening, everybody. I'll be introducing our society, the committees, and our future plans to everybody. Sometimes questions are more important than answers. So one question is, what does stillbirth look like for us, for Indians? As a senior resident, walking into the labor room, I heard a ward attendant telling a bereaved father waiting for his stillborn baby to be handed over to him. Look, the labor room is so busy. Should I worry about the live babies or should I waste time in handing over your dead baby? I realized the complete lack of empathy and dignity in death. One of my patients was sent for a confirmatory sonography for an IUFD. The sonologist did not inform her about the fetal death and asked her to rush back to me, saying that your baby is in danger. The poor lady came rushing back to me in the hope and desperation that the baby could be saved. The complete lack of training in breaking bad news and dealing with grief in healthcare workers in India hit me then. A lady with previous 2 stillborns came to us with a third IUFT. After delivery, we encourage her relatives to allow her to hold the baby. For those who have logged in from across continents, usually in India, the mother is neither told about the stillbirth nor encouraged to hold the baby or make any connections with the baby. The reaction of the mother on holding her baby was priceless. Ma'am, even after delivering 2 babies, I never felt like a mother. Today, though I'll not be taking my baby home, I feel like a mother. I realize the absolute lack of training of healthcare workers in bereavement care. Dr. Neelam and Dr. Nuzhat have been talking about the focus on stillbirths and the advocacy by the Lancet editorial team, especially the chief editor, Richard Hurton, who says that he had no idea that stillbirth was such a huge problem in some of the poorest of the nations. They published 5 fantastic papers, along with a press launch, a conference, and a campaign that triggered WHO to ask countries to publish their stillbirth data. It affected me a lot. The series helped me focus on doing something concrete. Dr. Asna Ashraf and Dr. Aisha Ahmed, who shared my passion, helped prepare the documents, crystallizing our mission, vision, and objectives. Professor Shipra Kamar, Dr. Deepika Sinha, Dr. Nafis, Dr. Bushra were other 7 enthusiastic founding members. The society was registered on 11th February, and Dr. Asna completed the affiliation to the International Stillbirth Alliance. It is, I would want to inform you, the first registered society in India and Southeast Asia. Professor Neil Agarwal, our dynamic leader from PGI Chandigarh, already working with the International Stillbirth Alliance on Parents' Voice Initiative, agreed to take over the leadership and guidance role as the president of the society. Dr. Nuzhat Aziz from Fernandez Hospital, working passionately for improving intrapartum quality of care and prevention of stillbirths, very kindly agreed to our vice president. The society shall ever be grateful to them for this. We have an international advisory board with great names who have worked in this field. Dr. Rakhi Randona, Susanna is here with us, MS Claire Story. Then we have some great patrons who have all their life been working to improve mothers' health. Dr. Evita Fernandez, Dr. Pratima Mittal, thank you so much for being our patrons. Our National Advisory Board, I'm happy to say Dr. Vijay Kumar Izach from the renowned Swachh Foundation, Dr. Reva Tripathi, Dr. Lakbir, Dr. Archana, Dr. Tarini, Dr. Vanita Suri, and Dr. Yashodhara Pradeep. You already know our board members. Now, finding some of the answers that we have been looking for. The first thing that we want to do is that we want to have a stillbirth registry and guidelines. And for that, we have chosen a galaxy of people who are leading currently at different institutions. And we have chosen institutions which are high output institutions. And people are passionate, these people that we have chosen are passionate about women's health. Then the second is that we want to evaluate and develop management and monitoring protocols for India. And I give you an example that in spite of so many studies on fetal movement counting for assessment of fetal well-being, we have no answers from Cochrane. So we are looking for evidence-based low-cost solutions. For example, whether fetal movement count will really prevent stillbirths. And we have some great researchers on board. We have Dr. Aparna, Dr. Amita, Dr. Bharti, Dr. Manjupuri, Dr. Neelam Agarwal Helsev, Dr. Anita Kaul, Dr. Nuzad, Dr. Pratima Mittal, Dr. Shubha Patke, myself, and Dr. Umaram. Thank you very much for joining us. We are going to have a monthly focus on individual causes of stillbirth. And we have made committees for that. So one cause every month. The responsibility of that committee is going to be compilation and presentation of Indian data to establish knowledge gaps and make recommendations for the evolving guidelines, and a focus newsletter for educating the healthcare workers about that particular cause for that particular month on focus will be done. So we have various committees. Any committee you can think of, any cause of stillbirth, it is there. And it is being led for, the people who have worked passionately for more than 25 years. Apart from that, thank you, Dr. Padmini, for telling us that there should be a committee for intrapartum, separate committee for interpartum stillbirths, and Dr. Aruna Nigam is there to help us. Then we have emerging causes of stillbirths, committees for that, ART, multiple gestation, led by Dr. Aparna, and other causes. Then we have also a committee on maternal obesity and endocrine disorders. Dr. Neelam, she's been working passionately for giving a voice to parents, and she's developing toolkit with her team and her whole team. Yeah. And then lastly, one or two more things that we are going to do. We all know the importance of placenta. It is the witness, it's a historical record of intrauterine events, providing valuable information on the cause and timing of adverse events. It's a low-cost method and helps establish the cause of stillbirth without encroaching on cultural and religious sentiments of families like autopsy. But the problem is that we have few trained pathologists in perinatal pathology. The aim of SBSI is to train pathologists all over India. And we have some very enthusiastic people, Dr. Sunil Jaiman, Professor Nandita Kakkar from PGI. They have promised to hold online workshops and training modules for training all pathologists almost at every center in perinatal pathology. So this agenda is this is one of the leading agendas on our mind. Then prevention through awareness and advocacy. We have stillbirth prevention advocacy group, Dr. Seema Tandon, Dr. Preeti Kumar, what work she's doing in Safe Motherhood Committee, Dr. Jawad Suri from WHO, Committee for Public Awareness, Dr. Sadhana Gupta, she's done a lot of work in rural India, Dr. Shaila Jamal, we all know her, her enthusiasm and her way of dealing with things, and we have a separate committee for information technology. And lastly, the rainbow clinics and pregnancies. We understand the trauma of families going back home without a baby. 70% of these families will have another baby within the next year. These pregnancies are 5 times more likely to end in a stillbirth or a preterm birth, whether because of natural causes or because of the obstetrician distress and agony. Parents of these babies need extra support. Dr. Alexander Heisel, who was the first person to develop this concept, has promised to provide support for us to starting these rainbow clinics for proper workup and support of these families. And we all know that most of the cases of stillbirth are easy to work up, except the most difficult part is the genetic workup. And we have on board Dr. Shubha Patke, Dr. Shailja, and she has also, promised support of Dr. Ratnapuri, Dr. Girisha, Dr. Deepti Saxena, and Dr. Radhna Singh. So I end with a pledge to provide the best to families with rainbow pregnancies. Yesterday is gone, tomorrow has not yet come. We have only today. Let us all begin together. Thank you so much for all the enthusiasm, passion, and support.